What's up guys, my name is Daniel and this video will highlight 50 things you should know about Outschool. If you want to teach on Outschool as well, you can apply using the link in the description below. Just shoot me an email and I'll offer you my personal coaching and mentorship. Now these are in no particular order whatsoever, but I've compiled a list of 50 different things from all areas of teaching on Outschool. Some of these will apply to Zoom, some of these will apply to pricing, advertising, it could be anything. Well, let's get into it. Number one, text on your thumbnails will hurt your bookings. You might think that putting a message on your thumbnails is a good way to draw attention to your classes and tell people what your class is all about. Outschool advertises your classes on Google and Facebook, and if they see text on the image, it's likely to get rejected and recognized as spam. So you might think that putting text on your thumbnail will help you, but it actually backfires and will cause you to lose free advertising. Number two is that many places on the Outschool website will put a price tag on your thumbnail in the top right corner. Because of this, you don't want to put an important image like your face in the top right corner. A lot of my thumbnails looked like this before Outschool made this change, and I've moved my head a little bit out of that right corner so it's not blocked by that number. Number three is that most Outschool students are ages 8 to 13. Yes, there are students who are over the age of 13 or under the age of 8 that take classes on Outschool, but they're not nearly as many as 8 to 13. Number four are that the only keywords that matter are the ones in your title and your summary. When parents type search words into the Outschool website, it doesn't matter what's in your class description. Your title and summary are everything. Because of this, I make very calculated decisions when I'm writing my title and my summary. Yes, I want to pick something that grabs people's attention when they read it, but I also want them to be able to find it based on commonly searched terms. Number five, you can host a private party on Outschool that can only be accessed with a unique link. Every time you create a section or a time slot for a class, you have the option to choose public or private. Once you create that private section, you can copy and paste the link to send to parents, and you can also change the price, and it'll only affect this private time slot. The price of your other time slots under this class listing will remain the same. Number six is that you can use the when to schedule classes page on Outschool and get real-time data as to when people are taking classes. The darker the color, the more likely people are to take classes during that time. Number seven, if you want to give someone a URL to your class listing, you'll have to click View Listing on the class page and use that link. Don't copy and paste the link when you're editing the class. Always click View Listing first, and you'll find the link there. Number eight, you can mute all your students at once with one click of a button on Zoom. Just click Participants and then mute all. Number nine, Zoom has a lot of keyboard shortcuts that are very helpful. You can customize these keyboard shortcuts to be whatever you want. For instance, I keep Command O as my mute shortcut. That way, if my dog ever starts barking at the doorbell, I can quickly mute myself so my students can focus. Number 10, keep a pencil and paper with you as you teach. I write a lot of things down during class. Often it's just which students are participating, or if there's a class idea that I think of, or a topic that I want to bring up next class. And I know I'll forget them if I don't write them down right away. Number 11, always try to make sure you have a water bottle with you while you're teaching. You will have to use your vocal cords a lot when you're teaching online, and you don't want to have to get up in the middle of class to get a drink of water. Number 12, Outschool will cancel your classes if there are no enrollments within 24 hours of the class start time. However, this doesn't give you a chance to get a lot of last-minute enrollments. A lot of people sign up the day of or minutes before a class. What you can do is reopen these canceled classes so that you have a chance at some last-minute bookings. Number 13, if you want to see what you look like on Zoom without being on the recording, you can click Choose Virtual Background. Instead of actually choosing a virtual background, you can just use this as a mirror. This way, you don't show up on the Outschool recording, combing your hair, or doing your makeup. Number 14, start your class with your camera off. You can find this in the Zoom settings. Go to Video, and then check the box that says Turn off my video when joining a meeting. This setting will be saved so that you don't need to do it for every Outschool class. You can also do this with your microphone by clicking Audio, and then checking the mute my mic when joining a meeting button. Number 15, you can disable renaming so your students can't change their name in class. You'll still have the ability to rename your students if they have the wrong name or if they ask for a nickname, but they won't be able to do it themselves. You'd be surprised how many students make jokes or reference memes in their name instead of just keeping it as their name. So to avoid all that silliness, I always disable this option for my students. Number 16, you can adjust for low lighting in your Zoom video setting. Go to settings, click video, and then check this adjust for low light button. You can keep this on auto or you can manually move the meter. You can also click this touch up my appearance button and mess with the filter. Number 17, you can set your chat to private. Access your Zoom chat and click these 3 dots. I usually keep my chat on host only so the kids can still send me private messages if need be, but they won't be able to send private messages to each other. You can change this during a meeting, and I'll often open up the chat to my students and let them know that for this part of the class, they can see each other's messages. Number 18, if you want to send a link to your Outschool teacher profile, here's how you do that. Click Teach, click Profile, and instead of sending the link that shows up right now, you're going to click Preview at the top of the page. This is the link that you want to share with others. Number 19, when someone enrolls in your class, it automatically registers as a save for them. Saves are these little hearts that you might see on your class listings. If you have 3 enrolled learners in a class and 3 saves, these are the same 3 people. Number 20, you can pause your screen share on Zoom and students will still see whatever you had on before you clicked pause. This allows you to scroll through slides without them seeing, and then you can click resume when you're ready to go to the next slide. Number 21, if you see a name that you don't recognize in your Zoom waiting room, don't just let them into the classroom assuming that it's a student or a student's parent. However, you can check the learners tab to see if the name lines up with the learners or the parent. A lot of times kids are on their mom or dad's Zoom account, and you can just rename them in the Zoom classroom once they're admitted. But make sure you're not just allowing anybody into your classroom. Number 22, the Outschool teacher schedule page has 3 different viewing options. You can click Agenda to see your classes day by day, Week to see a 7-day view, or Month to see the entire month's worth of classes. 23, you can stop your students' video on Zoom. This is one of the more important things to know because your students don't always realize they're on camera. If a student is doing something inappropriate or doesn't realize that someone behind them is doing something inappropriate, it's on you to turn off their video. 24, you can remove people from your Zoom classroom. Just keep in mind that once they are removed, they can't return. If you put them in the waiting room, they can get back into the meeting when you accept them. But removal is permanent for that class session. 25, the actual number of available spaces in a class can be found on the edit page of that specific time slot. For instance, this class says it's up to 9 learners, but I can go in and edit a specific time slot and change the available spaces. At the end of the day, this is the number that matters, but the number on the class listing is what parents will see. 26, if you change the price of an ongoing class, that'll only affect future students. Students that are already enrolled in your ongoing class have locked in the rate that they started with. Number 27, every Outschool student can access Outschool on a different device. And there are some differences with the different devices. For example, if a student joins your class via a Chromebook, they won't be able to annotate on the screen. Occasionally, my students with iPads will say that my screen share is showing up as a black screen. Often, I'll be able to just stop the screen share and reload it, and that'll fix the issue. So just remember that not every student is going to be accessing your class on a similar device. 28, you might get 2 students with the exact same name on Zoom. What I like to do in these situations is rename them and just put a period at the end of their name. So I might have Zach and Zach with a period. Unfortunately, right now, there's no way that Zoom can differentiate between the names if they're the same. You might not think it's a big deal, but if they message you in the chat, you're not gonna know which of the 2 Zachs is sending you that message. So just put some type of symbol on there so that you can tell which one is which. 29, you can see what time zone a family is located in on the Conversations tab. If a parent sends you a message, it'll show their local time under their name. 30, Learners can join your class after it starts. I've had students join a minute before class, a minute after class started, or even halfway through a class. They'll still pay the full rate for the class, but obviously they won't be there at the start of it. 31. The maximum number of students you can have in an Outschool classroom is 18. Even if you're throwing a private birthday party, this 18 is still the limit. 32. You can email safety@outschool.com if you have any questions or concerns about safety on Outschool. 33. There are a lot of cool trainings and professional developments on Outschool. Just go to pd.outschool.com. 34. You have full customization over the email notifications that you get from Outschool. Outschool will send you a ton of emails. They'll send you an email when your class is about to start, when your class fills up, anytime you get a new enrollment. If you don't want to get all these emails, you can opt out of some and opt into others. Just go to your profile and scroll down to email settings. Click choose which emails you will receive, and then check the ones off that you don't want. For instance, I like to hear about marketing suggestions, but I don't need a reminder 30 minutes before every meeting. 35. Flexible schedule classes or flex classes are not passive income. Yes, you can make pre-recorded videos and you don't have to meet live with your students, but you do need to interact with them. 36. The stats pages on Outschool shows when you received payment, not when you taught a class. For instance, my May 2020 income shows as $357 even though I taught 87 learners. That's because the payment for most of those 87 learners came in June. 37. Don't buy any ads for your Outschool classes. A lot of teachers think that they need to buy Facebook or Google ads or advertise on YouTube. While you can do that, Outschool recommends not doing that. From teachers that I've talked to who have done that, it seems that it's not a really good return on investment. 38. Times on the Outschool website always show up in your time zone. Whether you're looking at your own classes or the classes of other teachers, just remember that the times listed are based on your time zone. 39. You don't need to buy a pro version of Zoom. Outschool has a contract with Zoom, and all of the Outschool classes have no time limit. Number 40. Outschool teachers are not allowed to give out the Zoom meeting ID or password. You might get parents who ask for this and say that they can't connect to the Outschool website, but we're not allowed to give that information out for safety reasons. Number 41. All communication with families must remain on Outschool. I get a lot of parents giving me their phone numbers or their email addresses and asking to contact me outside of the Outschool platform, but this is against Outschool rules. Number 42, you can't advertise your own social media platforms on Outschool. Outschool doesn't want you saying to follow me on Twitter or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Number 43, you can advertise your Outschool classes on your social media. So while you can't do this the other way around, you're more than welcome to make a YouTube video or an Instagram reel and share that with your followers. Number 44, your Outschool followers will get an email notification when you open up a new class. If you want to see how many followers you have on Outschool, you can go to your teacher dashboard and see the number here. Number 45, Outschool launched in 2017. A lot of people think that Outschool started during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it's been around for a few years before that. Number 46, Outschool got a $45 million investment in 2020. This means that $57 million total has been invested into Outschool. Number 47, ongoing classes are the most popular class types on Outschool. Now this video is being posted in January 2021, and this might not be the case when you're watching it. But as of right now, parents are really appreciating the ability to sign up for a class once and have it meet week after week. Number 48, you can set up a private meeting with a parent on the Outschool website. Create a private section for that class and only give the link to that parent. You can change the price to $1 and just let the parent know that you'll refund that $1 after you meet. Number 49, you can see if you've taught the siblings of a learner on the Learners tab under Family. It'll tell you if they have siblings in this class or a past class that you've taught. Number 50, there's an Ask All to Unmute button on Zoom. I like to use this at the end of class. When I say goodbye to everyone, I click Ask All to Unmute, and then they can all say goodbye to me and each other at once. Just click Participants, More, and then click Ask All to Unmute. That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to use that link in the description below if you want to apply to Outschool. Just remember to shoot me an email so I can offer you some help. See you next time.